Hey everyone! Welcome to Questions and Comments and Concerns and Discussion for Threshold. My name is Steven. Let's start off. Questions, comments, concerns about that little session.
Lots of wheel spinning, it felt like.
Yeah.
It was weird because like
That was a magic combat.
two of the combatants just had spells that were meant to like stall the combat, which was interesting. Definitely not something we've really run into before. Mm-hmm. And I was getting frustrated for Patrick, especially as like he did end up actually killing two of them, but like the first attack he made was against a downed opponent because he had been unable to attack it.
Do you have?
That was sort of like, I mean, there's a couple things that like went into like Kaz's decision to do that. Like it was he does believe like if somebody tries to kill me, then I'm going to kill them. Like there's no point. You don't leave enemies to stay enemies out in the world.
Yeah.
The other thing is that she's a priestess of Victoria, so Kaz like doubly doesn't give a shit about her. And also, he was very frustrated in that fight. So the fact that Kyle's like finally like, no!
Yeah.
No, I think it was fine. I think that this is interesting because, as you guys pointed out, this brings to light a kind of a bit of hypocrisy in Vel in some ways, but also, I don't know. It's a.
Yeah, when a human dies, it's like 70, 80 years. It's like whatever, They maybe, and really, we're only productive for like our 20s through maybe our 60s, right? So it's like 40 years of lost time. It's like whatever, Especially if they're older, it's like who cares? But like an elf, especially that they're immortal, like those guys could have, for 200 years, they could have been highwaymen, and then they could have retired and had founded a university or something with all their winnings, and lived another 500. Yeah, exactly.
200 years of being bad.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
So which from your perspective makes sense, but from an elvish perspective, elves are very loath to kill each other, just in general, and like loss of elven life is culturally a great tragedy. So,
which is why I think
there's also not that many of us left compared to how many there used to be. So
frustrating combat mechanics aside, like, I haven't I don't know how much elven combat we've had, but this felt very elven.
The first one.
This felt very elven combat of like,
Delay.
Delay. The knight's gonna hit people and he's eventually gonna take people down, but it was all delay tactics, and then it wasn't like super aggressive. Like
Everything's very drawn out because
they
have time.
Yeah, I think the other thing is I think on a level, Vel is very convinced that they would have probably roughed us up, but I don't think Vel thinks that they would have killed us.
Oh, they probably would have killed the three of us.
That's the bit of hypocrisy I'm talking about too. Is like, and I think Vel's kind of an airhead. He probably didn't even think about it from your perspective, honestly.
Do any of our spellcasters have dispel magic?
Yes, I thought about doing it, but there was so much stuff I wanted to do.
Yeah, because it seemed that because for me, like I know that when I have a spellcaster, I'm like, when you banished him, it's like okay, I need to get some attacks in, or we're gonna go down.
Yeah.
Which is why I saved my dispel for that. For that move, I think there were a lot of times where where our spellcasters could have supported our fighters by dispelling some of the because especially sanctuary.
Yes.
Sanctuary is such a good spell for priests.
I didn't realize how effective it was until this combat either.
Because I can like CC all day, and I can just be a heal bot.
Yeah.
Well, like I had to roll at least a 13 to be able to hit her.
Yeah.
Like
I think it was
that's
14 even.
I know
14 was the save.
It's a
14
DC 14.
passed,
Yeah.
So it's like I get a +1, so it's like I had to roll a 13 or higher to
and a lot
hit
of you
her.
guys aren't particularly willy. You're really inty. You guys are a really inty party, but Will
not very Will.
can screw you guys up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I used my action surge. I was like, okay, I just got to get rid of her. And so that's why I was like, okay, every single attack that I have at my disposal. Once I broke through, it's like you're going down.
I'm glad you did get rid of her, but also I was just like no.
But that was also like instead of direct, like I was really hoping giving Patrick extra attacks would just help him get one through eventually.
Yeah, that was. I can tell that was very frustrating for you, but I was also very frustrated. And Christine saw an opportunity. It's like, okay, if I get one attack on her, I need to use everything in my arsenal.
Right, that's why I caught Poisonous Blade, and like I was like, if I get one hit on it, I gotta make sure it's like a good one. Sorry, real quick though. I do want to say that I was talking to Josh about this.
Oh, yeah.
If you had come up and done that and like I had swung in and missed, I was contemplating Kyle pulling out the bead of fireball and targeting himself with it standing right next to.
Wow.
Oh, just to like.
Just to get.
Right, because you get your dodge, so it's
Right.
probably not going to kill you.
Right. I would have the.
Yeah.
dodge. So like,
That would have been interesting. Yeah, because AoEs still affect her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to buff you guys badly, but Otto has a bunch of abilities to buff, but they're all touch. So as soon as you run away, you can't do anything. And he was just slow, so he couldn't catch you.
And I have counterspell, which was like when you first did it, I was like, wait, no, that's not how counterspell worked. And I didn't want to correct you.
Yeah,
'cause
dispel
you said
magic.
specifically dispel. And I was like, well, and counterspell has a 60-foot range. And so like when we started out 200 feet apart, it was like, okay, all these buff spells are already happening by the time we
Yeah,
engaged.
I see. Yeah.
So
Yeah, that distance was a big factor.
I'm sorry. What's not how counterspell works?
no,
Which-
He can't counterspell
I
after
can't
I've cast a
counterspell.
spell.
Oh,
he
yeah.
wasn't in range when a lot of the
Yeah.
shitty spells were cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when dispel.
Yeah, the
works.
range.
Yeah,
You
so I
guys
mean, like that range
don't have a lot of range.
That's why I
beyond
was so
120
confused as
feet.
to why we decided to stop 200 feet away.
well, that's when we saw them, and then
Yeah, that's
we
when you
started
saw
yelling
them
at them.
I
So-
thought I kind of
Stop.
thought we were closer too when I started.
Well, and I
things
guess
off.
I don't know. Maybe I guess my that concept of like how far 200 feet is like different because I don't know. I guess I thought like at 200 feet, maybe somebody could break off from the group and sneak up on them.
Yeah,
But if
but
they're in like in a
I mean, you guys
position,
were
like,
there was exactly. There were a lot of you guys that were, and you maybe could have like gone off into the woods and like hidden and got closer during the whole Toxalot thing, but we didn't. We tried to negotiate out of it, which is fine.
I was honestly really frustrated that like as a party member, like that information wasn't shared with me and a decision was just made. Whereas like if we had like kept
Otto was
well,
translating the whole.
No, not the conversation when it
Oh.
was like, oh hey, we can see you guys. Like it would have been so much better if we had the element of surprise and we keep walking knowing
they
that
saw
they're
us
there.
first.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is like if we keep walking pretending we don't see them and then just attack them, knowing that they're there.
Welcome to a party led by Vel. We just do stuff.
Well,
Sorry.
I thought you called for Vel to like kick it off.
After there was negotiation already happening. After it was like, oh hey, we can see you guys. Like put the
Oh,
money
I
in the
see what you're
bag.
saying.
Like the element
Oh,
of
so it
surprise
would
is
have been
lost.
closer when they
We would have been closer. We would have
I see what you're
attacked
saying.
first. We would have had sneak attacks because they probably knew we were there.
Yeah, so maybe
right.
next session you guys set up that again. Like I've been asking this for a long time. So you guys to like talk in character and say like, hey, next time we're about to be accosted on the road, let's pretend like we don't see them until we get a lot closer, and then like have a battle strategy in place. So
yeah.
I didn't think we were gonna fight.
yeah. So Otto,
Yeah, I
so
was
Otto
hoping we'd-
says, don't go running off until after I've given you some of these vials.
Yeah.
I seriously regret starting that fight because I think I made. Like,
It's fine.
No, I think it's
No, I think it was a
right.
bad character choice too because, especially like I'm gonna be bent that some people died in a fight that I started.
Yeah, Kyle wanted to
for,
pay. Like that's why he was like making the.
Yeah,
The
no,
money
I
was just
I
like-
wish
For
we
me-
had just
Whatever.
paid.
for
honestly.
me, I absolutely don't think that it's out of character because I think that that's just sort of how Vel has solved a lot of his problems
I guess
for
that's true.
the last 2.5 years, which isn't a long time in elf time. It's kind of like when you get in the habit of just like, people are here, goodbye. Like
How did I get to that point? Jeez.
that becomes like when you just open up with the fireballs or whatever it is.
I used to be a non-violent character.
Well,
kinda
no,
guy.
but because from Christine's point of view, it's like, okay, these guys are obviously trying to rob us. We're either going to have to pay an exorbitant amount of money, which to Christine, she's keeping track of like all the gold that she has because it needs to go towards Merrington. So she knows, okay, 3 moons per person is a lot of
That's
money.
true. She's spent. That's true. That's 3 platinum pieces.
That's a
Like
lot.
we need to renegotiate this because we found moons, half moons, and quarter moons a long time ago, and I think that
It's always been 1 moon is 1 platinum.
that is true. Yes, actually, yes.
Yes.
So Christine has
I-
a lot more gold than she thinks. But it's all in the fault of Merrington. So there's not a lot of money. So it's like to Christine, it's like okay, she has like 10 moons, and that's it. So it's like
yeah.
to her the amount of money is so much. It's like there's no way. And she did the calculations in her head like okay, we can probably knock these guys out and then
Feel
like
free
maybe
to yell
go
at me in character about these things. Vel doesn't care about money. He doesn't think ahead very much. Like, That's just kind of.
And so she's trying to use the only element of surprise
Yeah,
that left.
I really like it, which I really like how this sort of like demonstrated. Okay, things are different. Like you're not, you don't have money. You're outside of the financial power structure that's been so helpful to us in the past, and we're sort of outside the violence power structure, which has been so helpful to us in the past. So it's kind of like this new. I like it. I really like how the session went because it sort of brought a lot of like interesting. There's obviously tension between Vel and Ka, which I like. And between sort of the humans and the elves, and sort of that the elves sort of see themselves as, they really do see themselves above. Like humans are sort of like the way that we view dogs or pets. Like they're nice and like, I'm going to love you while you're here, but eventually I'm going to bury you and probably have another human friend.
Yeah.
And that's been a part of Vel's character since the very beginning too. It's, since he's spent more time with human, he's gotten a little more, attached to them. Or whatever,
but here in this place, it's really brought out into the light.
Yeah, exactly.
And just sort of like also the dangers of a civilization that has fallen. That is where, like there are way more highwaymen because there isn't a strong federal crown. And it's sort of questions of like, oh God, once Aeron goes into civil war, like what is that? Are they going to totally fall apart too?
Yeah.
So I like this. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
Just some elven combat, and we've had a lot of talky episodes, so I wanted to do a fighty episode.
Yeah. Also, I guess I was the only one with Dispel Magic memorized, so I should have done some more of that. But
that spell is huge because again, like a lot of the attack spells are great, but without the combat, I think felt really long this time because we didn't have our baseline Christine damage dealers to.
I felt like there was a lot of like we have 3 spellcasters in the group. Like one of you guys can be on defense. Like you don't all have to be attacking at once.
I
don't have any attack spells. I cast invisibility. I cast true sight, so I
know.
can see
I'm
them.
just saying, like, you guys don't have to always be like, okay, well, let me cast.
I spent 1 attack spell, and everything else I did was crowd control and support. So.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I think the range was another thing too. Like I couldn't use my abilities on you guys, and I couldn't use my like non-attacky stuff like levitate or suggestion close enough.
Otto was hurt by the range.
Yeah. I only have like 1 or 2 attacks that can reach that far.
Also, the poor guy's speed was halved, so it took him longer to get there.
It's just even worse.
It's just tough because like I have to like get away from the group fast to be
effective. So maybe like but you guys can always. We can always do like a defer action until the buffs start applying. If there is like
what I'm saying. I can't do that because it wastes so much of my potential.
Unless you delay first round, auto invisibilities you, and then.
But he needs that first round before they've acted to get his assassin.
Oh, I see. To get your assassin.
If I don't get that, then
I see.
I'm missing it. Like I'm just like. I don't want to like say goodbye to that too.
Right.
There'll be circumstances where that will make sense, but for like highwaymen, like
it's an interesting thing because Ka relies so much on being the first person to act in a combat.
Yeah.
Which does mean that he forgoes a lot of the buffing we could do unless we start pre-buffing when we think we're about to fight something.
Action surge will be huge for you because then you'll be able to do a dash action, a move action, and an attack action. So you'll be able to close 90 feet of distance and hit someone.
I want to
get your full attack action.
Bird dude's fast.
I definitely want a final call, maybe after this, on Quicken spell.
Yeah,
I feel like the intention isn't to.
Yeah, we had it. We had it last time.
Not on camera, but
I don't give a shit.
But
I have seen rulings both ways.
Okay.
So I want to read it through again because I know we said last time that I know that we said last time that
I think it was in the moment we decided that it was cantrips.
There is another rule where only 1 spell can be cast per turn, but there's someone pointed out. I saw somewhere someone else pointed something else out.
Okay.
So we
Let's do it at
there's a sage advice ruling on it too that we can look at.
Okay.
So.
Great.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Thanks everyone for joining us for another exciting episode of Questions, Comments, and contentious episode of Questions, Comments, and Concerns. We're gonna We're gonna go talk amongst ourselves and become friends again, so we can do our next episode. Go pee. I'll finish the outro. Okay, we're wrapping it up. See you guys soon. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for watching. Go away.